Hello everybody. In the last video we created this little thing which would create a block every 5 seconds to position itself, which isn't really that cool, but it just shows you how to create a class which is technically a new entity even though you have this whole class up here. So last time I said it was functions and stuff, but the only functions we went over was update, but that's already half of it. The only other function that is really a part of it is the input, and you can have self and key. So if key equals W, print key pressed W, and then obviously you can run that, and then when you press W, key press W. So that also works with anything. There's also a thing called held keys, which is practically the same, but you can't do like S up, whereas with keys you can say W up, which is when you release the key. So when you have the key held down, it doesn't do anything, but when you let go of the key pressed up, W up. So with held keys you could say, sorry, what to put if statement, if held keys S, you could say print holding S. One quick thing, key only works in input and self works pretty much everywhere, but always put self behind almost every function, and key goes after it, and anything else after this as well. So held keys doesn't need to have the key thing, so you can't just say like if key is equal to S here and then print S. That would not work. You can, however, use held underscore keys to achieve that, but held keys is more of a different use. So if you run this, held keys, if we hold down S, it'll spam S. It sort of works as typing, so you hold down D and you see how it waits a second. It's the same thing, it waits a second for us to type in loads of it. So it can be useful depending on what you're doing, but most of the times you'll want to have another function which does something from the if you press S. So we could say is define thing, and then you can have, say, pass self in here. Self dot var 2 plus equals 1, and then if key equals S, print holding S, and you could say self dot thing, which then calls this and adds 1 to the variable, and then prints the variable 2. So each time you press it, it should go up by 1. So it should say 1, then 2, then 3. And it also says holding S. Forgot to remove that part. And then obviously you can say if key equals S up, you could print okay, I can't spell released S, and then you could do whatever you want down here. So when you have your own custom function, always pass self in it so it can access the other variables that you've set, and whenever you want to call a function from, say, another function or up here, always add self dot before it. That applies with all the variables too. This is also good, so when you're doing a function down here, you don't have to like create, so distance equals, I don't know, distance. We'll get into distance actually next video, because that's really good thing, distances. I think we went over it when we made this snail, but I think we'll go more in depth with it. So you don't have to define it outside, you can just define it up here, so self dot self.new var equals 0 or 7, sorry, and then it will only be accessible from in here, or if you go down here you can type map equals cheese, and you could say map dot and then the variable, so var2, and that's how you would access the variable. But that's essentially how that works. Thank you for watching this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.